2 days later, there was a knock on our door. It was him, bleeding, pale, and desperate.
Let me in, please. They're looking for me. I need to lie low. Get out, now. I'm your father, boy. You were never a father. You were a damn mistake.
He tried to shove his way in, but Caleb blocked the door. That's when Dad snapped. He grabbed a bat from the porch and started smashing things. Our potted plants, the mailbox, even broke a window. Yes, police? My father is here, armed and destructive. Please come quickly. Caleb took the bat from him and struck back, twice, then held him down until the cops arrived. The police were quick, guns drawn, shouting,
On the ground, hands where I can see them.
He was arrested right there on the lawn. We didn't visit him. Later, we heard his wound got infected. The prison infirmary did what they could, but now he limps and can barely walk. I came into this world as an inconvenience. From the moment I could understand words, I knew I wasn't supposed to be born. My mom, Rochelle, once screamed during a drunken fight with my dad.
I should have flushed her down the damn toilet.
My dad, Grayson, just laughed while pouring more gin into his coffee mug. They were always like that, laughing at pain, even if it was mine. My parents were petty thieves, real-life cartoon villains, only less funny and more pathetic. They jumped from job to job, getting fired for things like embezzlement, stealing snacks, or showing up 3 hours late and blaming the system. One time, Dad got fired for harassing a 16-year-old cashier. He claimed she gave him the look. Disgusting.
If she didn't want attention, she shouldn't have worn that lipstick. Girls these days.
They were the kind of people who thought the world owed them for their own failures. But long before Caleb came into the picture, I was just a baby trapped in a world of ashtrays, beer bottles, and secondhand smoke. They didn't buy me formula unless someone donated money. I used to cry until my throat burned, but no one came. There's a photo of me, barely a year old, sitting on the floor eating dog kibble. I only remember it because Miss Beatrice next door told me. She saw me through the window and rushed in.
Your diaper was so full it sagged past your knees. Your mama? She was passed out on the couch with a lit cigarette.
There was a time when things got weirdly good. I must have been about 7. One night, my parents came home with big grins and bags of groceries, new clothes, even a TV.
Jackpot, baby. Your daddy hit the big one.
Cleaned out that pawn shop while the cameras were malfunctioning.
We ate steak that week. Real meat, not canned junk or ramen. I asked where the money came from. How come we suddenly have all this?
Join the family business and find out.
They wanted me to start stealing.
Look pretty, play innocent, and distract the cashier while we grab stuff. Easy job.
No,
Ungrateful little brat. After all we done for you.
I was 7. They wanted me to be bait. It got worse. One afternoon, Mom looked out the window at Miss Beatrice's place.
That old bat always leaves her back door open. Go inside, grab anything shiny.
She helps me. I'm not robbing her.
Then maybe you need some alone time to think about loyalty.
They dragged me into the basement, locked the door. No lights, just mold rats and a mattress with a giant brown stain. I stayed there for an entire day. No food, no water, nothing but the sound of my own stomach screaming. When they opened the door the next evening, Mom was holding a half-eaten sandwich.
Change your mind, princess?
I didn't answer. I just stared. That night, I cried myself to sleep in the same house as the people who'd thrown me into darkness. And the next day, they acted like nothing happened. But then something unexpected happened when I was 14. Mom got pregnant again. She found out in her second trimester, drunk and bloated.
What the hell again? This is why I stopped trusting condoms.
Maybe it'll be a boy this time. Boys hustle better.
When my baby brother was born, they didn't even name him. No joke. I had to fill out his birth certificate while Mom slept off vodka on the hospital bed. I named him Caleb. He was this tiny, fragile thing with a tuft of curly hair and lungs that worked overtime. But nobody cared for him, not them. My mom refused to breastfeed.
That thing's ruining my boobs. You feed it.
So I did. I used formula I bought from doing chores for old Miss Beatrice. She was the neighborhood's unofficial grandma, and without her, I don't know how I would have survived.
You got more sense in your pinky than your parents got in their whole bodies, sweetheart.
I'd come home from school and find Caleb sitting in his own filth. His diaper would be soggy, his cries hoarse. Sometimes he'd be on the floor surrounded by cigarette butts. He called me mom before he ever said dada. I was 14, juggling homework, baby bottles, and dodging the smell of stale alcohol every day. But I didn't mind. I loved that kid more than anything. I started mowing lawns and running errands for elderly neighbors. Anything to get money for diapers, food, even small toys. The years passed, and I became Caleb's everything. I helped him walk, fed him, took him to his first day of school, even taught him how to tie his shoes. Meanwhile, my parents would disappear for days. Where have you been? He had a fever.
Relax. We were at a casino. Made $50, then lost 70. Can't win them all.
When I got accepted into college, I was shocked Dad even paid for the first 2 years. He said it was an investment, but I knew he was hoping I'd drop out and marry some guy with cash. They tried pressuring me into marrying Frank, the son of a sleazy pawn shop owner, but I refused. I took a part-time job as a waitress, worked through the nights, and finished my degree. I earned a business diploma while they drank themselves into oblivion. When I got my first stable job, I did what any responsible adult would do. I took Caleb and never looked back. They didn't even argue. Mom just muttered, "Less noise in the house now." I enrolled Caleb in a decent school, gave him the lunches I never had, the bedtime stories, the hugs, the "I'm proud of yous." Years went by. He grew tall, smart, kind-hearted. One day he asked,
Why don't Mom and Dad ever call us?
"Because we were never their priority, Caleb. We were roadblocks." Then one night, I got a call from Miss Beatrice, now old and fragile.
Sweetheart, your parents, they were in the news.
They had tried robbing a gas station. Of course, they wore masks, but this time, there was an undercover cop inside. They were armed. Shots were fired. Mom didn't make it. A bullet tore through her chest as she tried to run. Dad was injured, wounded in the thigh, but he managed to escape. Barely. 2 days later, there was a knock on our door. It was him, bleeding, pale, and desperate.
Let me in, please. They're looking for me. I need to lie low. Get out, now. I'm your father, boy. You were never a father. You were a damn mistake.
He tried to shove his way in, but Caleb blocked the door. That's when Dad snapped. He grabbed a bat from the porch and started smashing things, our potted plants, the mailbox, even broke a window. Yes, police? My father is here, armed and destructive. Please come quickly. Caleb took the bat from him and struck back, twice, then held him down until the cops arrived. The police were quick, guns drawn, shouting,
On the ground, hands where I can see them.
He was arrested right there on the lawn. We didn't visit him. Later, we heard his wound got infected. The prison infirmary did what they could, but now he limps and can barely walk. Word spread through the inmate grapevine. He was arrogant, loud, and disrespectful, even behind bars. Now they mock him, steal his food, leave notes that say, "Thieves don't get sympathy." And honestly, good. As for me, I started my own business. A modest one, but successful. Caleb is graduating high school with honors, wants to be a social worker.
I want to help kids like us, ones stuck with terrible parents.
And me, I found someone, a fiancé. He treats me with more kindness in a day than my parents ever did in a lifetime. We're planning a wedding in the spring. Sometimes I walk past that jail just for the irony. You thought I'd be the one needing help, huh, Dad? But I made it out. I gave my brother the love I never got, and I never looked back. So yeah, if you ever find yourself pitying people like my dad, just remember, some wounds don't need healing. Some monsters don't deserve redemption. Anyway, thanks for listening to my story. And remember, don't have kids if your idea of parenting is robbing gas stations. Now subscribe, and hit that bell. Or I'll send my brother with that bat. Just kidding. Kinda. Hey.